today, Johnny Cupcakes, and I thought it'd be great to catch up with him today and find out a bit more about how he views the world of retail and what he sees going on out there. Johnny, welcome. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you, Nick. Thank you so much.
All right, cool. So listen, we hear a lot about what's going on in the high street and what's going on with retail. Your brand has always been about amazing designs, kind of using the internet and using social, and obviously the pop-up experience. How's it been for you? Where are you, and what's your views about the world of retail?
For a person like myself who has a hard time sitting still, retail works for me because there's always a problem to solve. There's always something to do. So our brand's a little bit different at Johnny Cupcakes. So, we talk about experience. We have our retail store set up to look and smell like an actual bakery. You walk into the store, you have to go through a giant oven that secretly opens, and we display our graphic T-shirts inside of ovens, inside of refrigerators, and when you go to check out, they're in pastry boxes. So we get a lot of great word of mouth marketing from that way. If we're having a special release, let's say it's around Halloween, I'll set the store up like a haunted house, and we'll release spooky themed shirts with movie titles like Count Spatula, and we will make movie trailers and put them on YouTube, and we'll even package the T-shirts in VHS tapes, so you get a collectible when you get your shirt. I've even gone as far as renting out a real hearse and a real coffin from a creepy guy on Craigslist for $220, and I got delivered in it when the door opens. And I think in retail and also in really in event planning in general, it doesn't take much to stand out. And that $220 I spent on a real hearse and a real coffin to get delivered in got me a feature on Channel 7 News over here, which I don't know what that equates to, maybe close to $1 million in free advertising, free marketing. So we're always doing funny stuff like that. We do weekly releases. We do custom merch for companies, which has been a huge thing. It's almost like our quirky version of corporate gifting. And, I kind of brought that into some of my speaking engagements. A lot of our clients will have us design special edition Johnny Cupcake shirts that we surprise everybody with at the end of the talk. It's almost like a tiny Oprah Winfrey moment where we say, you get a shirt and you get a T-shirt. And, we handle all the shipping.
And having been the recipient of a couple of them, they're fantastic.
We love doing that. It's nice because it's a different canvas to work with. So we do the custom merch for companies, and then we also do collaborations. So we did a big licensing deal recently with Sesame Street, and that's still going on. We have a second release coming out for that, but that's going to be really fun.
And do you think your competitors out there, are they playing catch up with you, or are they doing interesting other stuff?
For better or for worse, I'm in my own lane, and my team, we're in our own lane, because most brands sell to stores. Most brands release stuff seasonally. We release new products weekly, sometimes twice a week, and we don't normally do wholesale. So we're able to curate a better experience for our customers by writing handwritten notes that go in the orders, by surprising them. You might get a sticker, a vintage trading card. You might get around Halloween, I might put a doll's head or a skeleton bone a fake skeleton bone in your order. So yeah, I think we're doing something different. And I love releasing products that you don't normally think a T-shirt brand would release. So when we released our doggy T-shirts, we released poo-poo bags with our logo on it, which is our crappiest product yet, but people seem to love it. Sorry, I had to do that.
Yeah, no, I love that. You can do that all day long. For you, then the experience is crucial to the whole thing. So it's very much about the experience the customer's getting alongside actually the product itself. How did you stumble on that, and how has your thinking about that developed?
I mean, everything's been done before. It's all about how we reinvent ourselves. So there have been speaking bureaus. There have been speakers before. There have been T-shirt designers. There have been photographers, restaurants. So we have a challenge every day to remix what we do. If we still love what we do, and if we have a team that's as equally enthusiastic. For me, it stemmed from being a kid, and my parents would dip my dad's work boots in baking flour around Christmas time, and they'd make footsteps from the chimney to the Christmas tree. And just seeing that, I would call all of my neighborhood friends over, and we had to figure out the Santa Claus evidence. And my mom would take me on runs to do errands, and 40 minutes into the drive, I'd see a Ferris wheel in the distance. And my mom would lie to me to make the surprise of going to a carnival that much bigger and better. So it's never been a marketing idea or plan to do half the things I do. It's it makes work fun. Why not jump out of a coffin in a hearse when we release T-shirts? And so for me, it's a why not thing when it comes to those details. But yeah, it's why we've been in business for 20 years selling T-shirts. T-shirts have been sold before.
You talk about you coming up with these ideas, and it's like, why not type of idea. How do you encourage your team to come up with those ideas? And how do they know they've got the license to come up with anything weird and wonderful, rather than kind of feeling maybe that a lot of businesses do, that the starting place is almost restricting them from being their true selves?
Yeah. So when we're coming up with ideas, I mean, some of my team started out as customers of the brand. Some people on my team are family or neighbors, and they're just, we know every year we're going to do our baseball themed shirts, our basketball themed shirts. We know every year we're going to do our Halloween shirts, our holiday shirts. So we look at everything in cupcake vision and add that surprise and delight element to it, which yeah, it makes work fun, and you know, it's we've got a good thing going, a well-oiled machine. We still make mistakes every day. I don't have it figured out. I never studied business or design or marketing, but I think when you embrace failure, you look at it as an experiment, and experimenting is how we grow. So those failures usually will birth bigger ideas. You know, we might make a $40,000 mistake, but it might inspire, a $400,000 idea. So we really embrace independent thinking and puzzle solving at Johnny Cupcakes.
You spent a couple of years in the UK, kind of in London on Carnaby Street. You had a great shop. Yeah. How was that experience, and what plans have you got plans for overseas, outside the US now? Or?
Yeah, so I've done over 1,000 pop-up shops around the world. And I remember I was invited out to go speak at the Leeds College of Art and Design. I think they changed their name not too long ago, but I got there and I couldn't believe it was sold out. And there were not only customers from all over England wearing, my brand's history of T-shirts, but there were customers flying in from, other countries nearby. And then I went to London the next day, and I did a meetup in Leicester Square, and we gave out real cupcakes, which we don't normally do. And I wanted to meet my customers in person who've been buying online for years. And I was like, I need to do something here. So I was going to do a pop-up shop, and then with all the hoops you had to jump through to open a store internationally, just decided to stay for 3-4 years and be there for the Olympics. So that was great. We still have a demand there. So a couple years ago, I did a pop-up shop on Carnaby Street with another store there, and it was as big as the grand opening of our shop. So yes, the plan is to still go back to do the pop-ups, theme them differently, create a sense of demand and urgency. And when I finish writing my book, I hope to do an event over there as well.
Brilliant. Johnny, thank you so much for your time today. It's been, as always, fantastic speaking to you. And look forward to chatting again soon.
Thank you.